Yo, what's going on, you guys, and welcome back to the Anime Plus podcast. This is your podcast for everything anime and anime related. And today is another news edition episode where we're going over this week's anime news. Sometimes we do gaming and entertainment. Today we actually have some crazy news regarding gaming. I'm not a big gamer, but this is still pretty hype news. With that being said, if this is your first time here. I'm your boy Aray, and I'm with my co-host Owen. Owen, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing amazing, bro. Doing amazing. First start to the new year. It's about to be a hell of a year, bro. We're about to, you know, get everything cranked back to how it used to be, and then, get to a point where we can even do more. But yeah, excited, bro.
That's what we like to hear. As always, we're gonna start off with a crazy article or crazy news story. I won't elaborate too much on this because I think we could do a whole entire pod episode on this own. So this is actually Owen's first time hearing about this story, but they are doing, I guess they're holding a real life hunter exam in Virginia or Washington, D.C. So you can apply for your hunter's license. There's like a bunch of different tests and tasks that you have to go through to get your hunter license. And yeah, it's kind of crazy that they're actually holding something like this in real life.
No way, bro. You could actually be a hunter in real life,
Bro,
bro.
it's sick.
We might have to go to Virginia, bro.
So not saying.
What?
I want to hold your thoughts on that because I think we can do a whole entire episode. We'll go over all the different
Okay.
apps and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So that will probably air next week or so. But I think that that would be a fun topic. So we'll hold on to that.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask you what's like, is it like there's like a couple aspects to this because there's a physical aspect to it and there's a mental, IQ aspect of it and all that stuff. But like that'd be crazy, bro.
Yeah, dude, no, it's supposed to test your physical, your mental, and it said even emotional, but again, we won't go too much into it because we're gonna cover it in the next episode. But with that being said, let's hop into our actual news for today. You ready for this one?
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
get it.
First piece of news for today is Crunchyroll is set to launch a new manga app later this year. They previously had one, which honestly I had Crunchyroll and I had the manga app that came with it, and it wasn't honest like it was kind of mid, bro. Like they didn't really have any crazy titles like that. But we can only assume that this time around they're gonna have better titles on there. I believe it's supposed to be like a premium add-on subscription, which I mean it makes sense. Not everyone gets Crunchyroll in the first place, but also not everyone uses Crunchyroll like that to get manga. So I guess it makes sense for them to add that as a premium option. I think previously it was free, but again, it was very limited titles. So I can only assume they're gonna have more titles, which would justify that.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? Where like you have this premium option for anime watchers to get into manga. I don't know. Obviously, there's pros and cons to it. The pro is like it's all succinct in one system, which
Yeah.
is really good. But the second thing is like realistically, if you're an anime watcher, you're probably just an anime watcher, and
Mhm.
like if you're but obviously like this is not like everybody, but I would assume this is the majority of the people. You got the manga readers that read the manga,
Yep.
right? And then there's anime guys that watch the anime. That's it. That's usually how it goes. So like it kind of sucks for the manga people because if they don't watch anime generally now to get that Crunchyroll manga, they have to, buy Crunchyroll
Oh yeah,
regularly, and
100.
then get the like the premium so-called add-on. But I think it really works great for the anime heads that are trying to get into manga per se.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Like I said before, I don't know exactly what titles will be on here. There since Crunchyroll stopped with their old platform, their old manga platform, they have added like a bunch of new manga apps. Kodansha added their K manga app. So I don't even know like if those will be on there as well. You know what I mean? Like those might be specifically or exclusively on the K manga app. And I know they had some of those titles on Crunchyroll. So I feel it feels definitely more limiting. The potential for that is definitely more limiting, but again, we don't really know. We'll find out later this year, and we'll keep you guys updated as we get more and more information regarding the Crunchyroll manga app. But as of right now, like you said before, I do like that they're integrating verticals. Like I know you don't have Crunchyroll, but when I log into Crunchyroll on my phone, I can see like a bunch of games. So Netflix has like games and stuff like that. Crunchyroll has
Yeah,
so that's pretty cool. But it's It's not that crazy.
Crunchyroll started games too now.
Yeah, they got a bunch of games. It's cool because a lot of the games are like anime related games, so that's cool. But they also have like other basic games too. It's weird. I've never actually opened one up, but they do have it.
It's very weird how like streaming services are getting into games. I never expected that. You know? And
Yeah.
maybe it's like a thing like this, right? Like as a parent, right? Let's say I'm a parent, like real life example. My two nephews, they be watching Netflix all the time, right?
Hmm.
So in that sense, they can even play games on Netflix. I see why they do it, but it's like a weird concept to me. But yeah, it's like if they're already on that platform, they might as well just game on it.
Yeah, I think the whole idea is to keep you on the platform.
Exactly, exactly. But yeah, bro, let me tell you a funny story. Just like quick little thing. So talking about games and just like being on a fucking gaming console, my little nephew bought $250 worth of like games on his Switch, like just because the credit card was in there. Dude just fucking wham.
Bro, that's crazy, bro. You know what's funny? I was chilling with Shaft Money and he was telling me that his nephew bought like $1,000 worth of Robux.
This is crazy, bro. Like the thing is, I told my nephew, I was like, you know better not to do this, but yeah. And kids are gonna be kids, so it
Dude,
is what.
I feel like some of them know they just don't care because
Exactly, exactly. Like they're like, yo, we'll deal with the consequences when it happens, but for now, I want to play Super Mario Bros.
facts.
Literally. But yeah, I think okay. So this whole Crunchyroll situation is it like obviously they need the revenue to get the more popular manga into their platform. So I mean, I do get the extra charge, them making it like a premium service or like system. But yeah, I mean, it works pretty well. But if you guys do want to see like manga for free, what's the manga app that you always put me onto?
Manga Plus.
Yeah, Manga Plus. You get to watch, at least for the first time you read it, it's completely free. So like, definitely take advantage of that as much as possible.
Yeah, for sure. One other small little tidbit I wanted to add. I saw that Netflix and Disney Plus make more revenue on anime than Crunchyroll does, which is actually like that doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, yeah, they're bigger platforms, but like Crunchyroll is where you're supposed to go to watch anime, supposedly. You know what I mean? So I can see this is
Company makes the most revenue from anime.
say it again?
Which company were you referring to that makes mad money from anime?
Netflix.
God damn, bro.
Yeah, we actually have a report later on, and we'll talk about it more then. But this might be Crunchyroll's attempt to like get people to get into stay on their platform. You know, like a one-stop shop type of thing.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Because
The
if
whole thing is like Netflix. Everybody's already like they're getting non-anime watchers to watch anime on Netflix. That's how crazy it is.
yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. We have a couple new anime that just got announced. So we'll start off with this one. The Water Magician Isekai. That is now getting a TV anime in July. Um, the character designs look pretty cool, but I'll read the synopsis and you let me know what you think, all right?
Yeah.
All right. Rio is delighted to be reincarnated into the fantastical world of Fee, where he thinks he'll get to live a quiet life learning to use his newfound water magic. Going with the flow here, however, means something very different. Rio is immediately pitted against the wild lands. He winds up in the slew of deadly monsters that call the remote subcontinent home. You'd think he'd forget about taking it easy when he's stuck fighting for his life, but lucky for Rio, he's naturally optimistic, clever, and blessed with the hidden eternal youth trait. 20 years pass in the blink of an eye, and each encounter along the way pushes him one step closer to the pinnacle of human magic.
Damn, bro. You know what kind of reminds me of? Like some Avatar type of waterbending.
Yeah, it sounds like he's got water bending powers, but he's also got like the Fountain of Youth.
He's also got what?
The Fountain of Youth.
How does that work in this? Like he's always just like gonna be young.
It might be that, and he's just been like, I don't know, XP farming on some easy stuff, getting like OP, something like that. That's what it sounds like it's leaning towards.
I don't know. I kind of like this concept. I like. it sounds like a traditional shonen, which I feel like we haven't gotten too many of these like traditional shonens in a minute. So
Nah, this
you
is
know,
definitely an isekai, bro. But
oh
yeah, he was
no,
reincarnated.
no, in terms of like the fighting and that stuff is what I
Oh
meant.
yeah, for sure. The thing that I kind of threw me off, or I guess the thing that turns me off about this series is we've seen so many series where there's like a character that XP farms and becomes OP, and I feel like this might just be another one.
Like solo leveling or something.
Similar to Soul Leveling, there's a couple others. There's one um that she just killed a bunch of slimes for like I think it was like 3,000 years. I think literally the name of the anime, and then she became OP. There's a couple like that, so I don't know.
Let me ask you a question. Do you like when a character is OP, or do you like when he has to fight to become OP?
I prefer the latter, where you gotta fight to become, strong.
Exactly. Like if someone's just OP, like Meliodas, I just hated that shit. Like what's the point of me watching this if there's no conflict? Like
Yeah.
there's no struggle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know there are people out there that like OP main characters, so for them, this might be a show that I did want to watch.
Yeah, like One Punch Man or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go on to the next one.
Okay, so we have another new anime announced. This is called the Otome Heroines Fight for Survival. That is getting an anime. We don't know exactly when, but I can read the synopsis and you let me know what you think.
Yeah.
Orphaned by a monster attack on her village, young Alicia spends 3 hard years in an orphanage before finally running away. Once she flees, however, Alicia has a violent encounter with an older woman hellbent on killing her. During their tussle, she comes into contact with a strange crystal that bestows upon her a wealth of knowledge, transforming her from an innocent child into a cool and calculated planner. Now aware that she was meant to be the protagonist of an Otome game, disgusted with her supposed fate, Alicia decides to take matters into her own hands and become strong by any means necessary. Using her newfound knowledge and with some help from a stranger who she meets in the woods, she learns to survive by herself in a world far too harsh and unforgiving for a girl her age. Ready or not, she's determined to carve her own path.
It sounds a bit I don't know. It sounds interesting, but I don't know. Cause like I like the fact that just it contrasts the last story where she kind of has to grind it out and become stronger and whatnot.
Yeah,
But
I feel like they didn't give us much information about like what happens after that.
it's mad vague. Like that's why I'm like I don't know what's kind of going on here, realistically. But yeah, I don't know. It's not probably something I'd watch realistically. How about you?
Yeah, probably not. The synopsis might be one of those where it tries to get you to actually watch the show to figure out what's going on, but I don't know about this one. I'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, but if you guys were interested in synopsis, want to learn more, definitely go check this one out. What
For
was
sure.
the name?
The Otome heroines fight for survival.
And this is like a brand new anime generally, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's based off of a novel.
Like a manga, not like a novel, not a manga.
So I think it's a light novel. Yeah, it's a light novel.
Refresh my memory, and for the audience that doesn't know what a light novel is, what is that?
So it's just like just think about any book. It's like a book that has a picture or two every once in a while. So Mushoku Tensei is that was originally a light novel. I believe
Oh,
Sword Art might have been one as well. And there's a bunch of other popular series that were originally light novels, and then they get manga and anime adaptations.
that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how often do you see that light novels get adapted?
It's pretty frequently, to be honest. There's a good amount. If they're like super popular, they end up getting manga adaptations too.
Manga adaptations from a light novel? Damn.
That's what happened to Mushoku Tensei.
Would they make the manga first or the anime first in that scenario?
I believe it would be the manga first, if I had to guess. Yeah.
Like, it would make no sense to really make an anime if you're planning to make a manga first anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it depends because I know some of them do the anime first and the anime pops off, so then they make the manga. But a lot of them don't see anime coming out, and then they make the manga, and then maybe the manga gets popular and they get an anime. It really just depends.
Yeah. But yeah, if you guys are interested, we're interested in synopsis and want to see, her story, definitely go check this one out.
For sure. Let's get into the next one. All right, so this next one isn't necessarily a story, but we're just gonna talk about the new anime season has officially started. So this particular article, which I'll link, obviously all the articles I'll link in the description for our episodes. This one's talking about Sakamoto Days that's coming to Netflix. But not only that, but we've got a bunch of new anime that's obviously coming out for this new anime season. I know, Owen, have you started any of them or not yet?
No, yeah, but I'm gonna start solo leveling tonight.
All
Oh,
right.
you talking about new anime in general?
Yeah, new one that came out for this anime season.
No, but I am gonna watch Sakamoto Days for sure.
Hot word. Yeah, this one's on my list. I've actually watched maybe three or four new anime that came out this season so far, and this season's pretty decent.
Which one?
So I watched Doctor Stone, the new one for that, the new Soul
Oh,
Leveling.
I need to do that. I need to do that too.
Yeah, I've watched two other ones. You've probably never heard of them, Zenshu and Uwe Blatt. Those were pretty good. But again, only one episode's dropped, so yeah, I just figured I'd throw that in there.
Ubel Blah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, that's the one who was talking about. It's a revenge story.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, those are like new seasons, or that's new anime in general.
That one is a new anime. So same thing with Sakamoto Days.
Yeah, nice. Again,
So you could hop
definitely hopping on Sakamoto Days. How would you rate that first episode?
Sakamoto
No,
Days. That's the only one I haven't seen so
no,
far.
no, no, not Sakamoto Days though. Ubel Blah.
I liked it. Like I like the premise of the story. There were a few things that I'm gonna nitpick on, but I mean, I'll wait for you to watch it and give your own opinion. But I do like the premise of the story. It's a very dark fantasy show.
And to refresh my memory, I know Sakamoto Days was the one where Uncle Ben was in the front.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
what was the gist of the story itself?
It's about a retired assassin who he fell in love and he retired, but his past is catching up to him.
Sheesh. Okay, sounds mad interesting. I also love like assassin type of stories too.
Yeah,
Like, first of all, you get the fighting aspect of it, and then second of all, you get like the sneaky, stealthy, you know, aspect of it.
facts.
But yeah, get
Pretty.
into the next one.
All right. So this is where our gaming news kind of gets in here. This first one is more anime related, but it's gonna start our gaming segment for today. All right. So have you heard of Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I've heard of that. Yeah, yeah.
All right. So I know that's originally a video game. That's getting an anime in 2027.
2027, an anime?
Yeah.
Damn, that game has been out for a while now, no?
Dude, honestly, bro, you know me, I suck at video games in general, unless it's 2K.
Okay, so I know that was like an FPS game. I'm pretty sure, like some type of shooter. But it's always nice to see games become anime because like there's two types of gamers that I've seen, right? There's always the multiplayer type of gamers that just want to, play the multiplayer, don't want to do the campaign. And
Yeah.
then there's people that only play campaign and don't do multiplayer, and they kind of see games as more of a immersive movie per se. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they see it as an immersive movie, and in this scenario, right, we can now get the gamers or like the anime watchers, like
Mhm.
the ones that I know, the ones that play the game, to
Yeah,
now see the movie without having to play the campaign, which
yeah, yeah, exactly.
that's like a me type of thing where I never, bro, my brother, he would play every single campaign for every single Call of Duty, and I would only just play multiplayer. And I was like, why am I versing these bots? Like, I should be, you know, versing real players. But I remember Black Ops One. Literally, he beat the whole thing, right? And then he went to the bathroom when the final, like, when we had to like kill the last guy. I forgot who it was. He went to the bathroom. I killed the last guy. I killed the last guy. He came back and like we were getting the final cutscene of the thing.
Nah, that's crazy, bro. What the
No, I'm not gonna lie. The most iconic for me for the Call of Duty series was when Shepard died and you're
yo,
on the
that was
floor.
crazy, bro. Yeah, I played that. I replayed that like a million times.
Yeah, that one was like. I feel like the storyline was so like it was so nice. It was like people used to actually play campaign back in the day, like pretty heavily, and the whole story of like Shepard, the whole story of Shepard like actually um, being your friend in the beginning and then betraying you, that whole like sequence. I don't know. It was just such a nice like storyline they had to it.
Yeah, I know. It's definitely very. It was more immersive, bro. I feel like the campaign was more immersive back then.
Yeah, right. Like you felt like you were the dude, like Soap or whoever you were, and then
And Ghost.
throwing that
Oh my
throwing the throwing knife in the guy's eye, bro. Like it was just perfect. It was like so. It was like they actually created like the satisfaction aspect of it. But yeah, just getting back to topic, I think it's a very good thing for gamers trying to get into the movie. Also, like it's kind of similar to like League of Legends and Arcane.
Exactly.
Where
Yeah, very popular one too.
yeah, like one of my friends, he was putting me on to Arcane for like the longest time ever. We had him on the podcast once actually. Um, but yeah, he's a huge advocate for Arcane.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to this just for the people that actually play the game that are interested to see an anime for this. But for me personally, I gotta play the game first, or I gotta watch it. I don't know, either or. But I feel like I'm not a big like into games that turn into anime. Like I know there are a few that are pretty good, but I don't know, man. I gotta actually figure out what Ghost of Tsushima is about before getting to the anime. You feel me?
For me, right, I feel like I'm kind of the opposite, where like I know I'm never gonna play this game. Like I know that.
Yeah.
Like, but to get context, I wouldn't mind watching the anime. You know?
Yeah, no, that's actually a fair point. I'm the same way. So you know The Last of Us? I know it's not an anime, but I watched the show, bro, but I'm never gonna play the game.
Exactly. Like in turn, like I feel like we're multiplayer gamers. You know what I mean? We're not like solo type of gamers.
Mhm.
So if we can get that like campaign aspect from a show,
Yeah,
I'd love that. Yeah.
facts. All right,
But yeah,
let's move on to the next one, bro. I actually want your opinion on this.
yeah, I'll get it.
All right, so according to Bloomberg, Sony is working on a new handheld console.
Ah, I don't. I don't know. Handheld consoles nowadays. The only worth of handheld consoles now are for kids, the kids. That's why the Switch is like for. Don't they have a handheld console for the PS5 that like connects to like you know what I'm talking about, right? Like that
Yeah.
PS5 controller in the
Was it?
middle.
Yeah. That's the picture that they showed in this article, bro. But I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what I like. I love the Switch, bro. But I've never
Fact.
played like with my hands. Pause.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like you as an adult, even though you have a Switch, you're not really gonna play that shit handheld,
Yeah.
realistically. So this is something that's gonna be like geared towards kids, right? But now you got to consider the fact that are there Sony games for kids really? Like not too many from what I remember.
I also feel like nowadays, like you can play anything. Kids play COD, bro. Like my little cousin's like 7. This dude is like nasty at COD on the iPad. Like I'm watching him like, dude, he's on like a 20 kills. I'm like, yo, what the hell's going on? Like I feel like they don't really care. And the other thing is, I feel like people do play handheld, but just not as much as they used to before. Like I remember when I was a kid, I used to be in after school and summer program. We used to bring our DS or Game Boy in every single day. But I don't really know like if they be doing that because I feel like most kids have phones now.
Exactly, exactly. The whole thing is like, yo, when we were kids, there was no phones, right? Like, what we were like, the iPod Touch came out, and that was like massive, and people started playing games on that like heavily.
Right. I used to have iPod Touch too, and I was always playing this. I was always playing a game on there too. Feel me?
the only reason people got iPod touches were for games, bro. No one really like, yeah, you like if you wanted to really listen to music, there was still the iPod Nano, which it's obviously not as good as the iPod Touch.
Yeah.
But if it was just a music thing, it did the same exact thing. So like iPod really revolutionized gaming. Like bro, Temple Run, Subway Surfers, Jetpack Joyride, Fruit Ninja, all like it was a whole era of Flappy Bird. Like all these games came out kind of succinctly at that time. But nowadays, everybody has you can play games on your phone, so you don't really need like, I don't know handheld consoles as much. And also, even on these like phones, you could get like the emulators and everything, bro. I used to be on the Pokemon emulators on my either iPhone or iPod, whatever it was. But yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be successful. I think the PSP though, when they did that, it was so good.
Bro, I
One
just
of the,
remember we used to have a PSP. We used to call it pretty small PS. Yo, that's a throw. Remember that?
I remember that. I remember that.
Good time, dude.
Good time. But yeah, like the PSP was low key ahead of its time heavily.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
This handheld console, right? They would need to make it in a sense where like it can connect to the main console, which
Yeah,
I think they already have.
yeah. I mean, that's
With
true. That is true. I just really like what the Switch did because I remember during the whole COVID era, and it was, well, first of all, it was hard to get a Switch. My boy finally like he hooked me up, bro. I got it. I was playing it nonstop, bro, during the whole COVID era. Had to go back to work. Back then, I was working in retail before. This was I was during I was still in college back then. And then I used to bring my Switch to work, bro. And then during my breaks, I used to just you feel me? So like I feel like that time is really gone, but there probably is a niche market where there are people still playing handheld, you know what I mean? Maybe not as much as before. But I feel like it won't be that big of a product, but it could still be a valid, like a viable option for a lot of people.
yeah, another thing to take into consideration, right, is the fact that most Sony games, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, are like multiplayer games, right? And
Yeah.
when we used to play like the PSPs and like the Nintendo DS and all like the Game Boys, these handheld games, they weren't multiplayer games, right? So
That's
you
not
could be what?
I was gonna say that's not 100% true because I remember Mario Kart was a big thing. And yeah, Mario Kart. It was mostly Mario games to be honest.
Yeah, I mean they weren't like over. What I'm trying to say is like there, no, not too many people played it over Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Yeah, you would play it when all your boys got together. You would do the DS Connect thingy, and you'd play. But now, if you want to play multiplayer, it's gonna be having to be done through Wi-Fi, and like you're gonna need to be on Wi-Fi at all times to be playing these type of multiplayer games, which is not something that can be done. Or I mean, it can be done, but it's like not really efficiently done. So the games the games need to be like offline campaign type Pokemon, Mario. All these games are like you play by yourself. Animal Crossing. Like all these Nintendo games are kind of meant to be played at home or like by yourself or with friends that you personally know. That's the kind of gist that I'm getting at.
Yeah, no, definitely, definitely. Oh
But
yeah,
yeah, let's see. I mean, it could be a really cool concept that makes a return.
yeah, we don't know exactly what's going to come out. I mean, to be fair, the Switch got a lot of speculation, a lot of like a lot of hate too when it first got announced, but we'll see if there's anything revolutionary. Again, we don't really know exactly what's going to come out with this. So we'll just have to wait and see. You guys, make sure you guys join our Discord and let us know what you guys think about this. But let's move on to the next article. We got a couple more minutes left, so we're going to kind of breeze through these next ones. Um, this one in particular is pretty cool. I know one of our boys, shout out our boy Kirks, is a big fan of this character. Hatsune Miku is getting a Fortnite collaboration. So shout out to fans of Hatsune Miku. I had no idea who this was before one of our boys put us on. So I'm happy for that guy. But other than that, it's pretty cool to see Fortnite collabing again with a lot of popular characters.
Bro, Fortnite gets dips its hand into everything, bro.
For real,
Yeah,
bro.
everything. But I don't even know what's Fortnite doing. What's up with Fortnite now, bro? I haven't played that in like
Yeah, I haven't been
so.
to work in a minute, bro.
But I remember like I don't know. Fort's a really fun game, but it's something that you got to play consistently, pretty
Yeah,
much all the time.
yeah. I know there are people in our Discord that play it pretty frequently. I gotta catch up with them and see what's going on.
Yeah, but I have to start playing some box fights again. The turtle whatever.
Nah, I'm out, bro.
Bro, those used to be so fun.
Nah, for you, bro. What do you mean?
Those used to be bad fun.
All right, let's move on to the next one. All right,
Yep.
so a small little update on Sonic the Hedgehog. This franchise, as we know, they had a new movie coming out. That movie popped off, was number one in the box film. It dropped to number two, which it's been out for quite some time now, so that's to be expected. But they really reached a crazy benchmark, which I had to let you know on. It reached $1 billion worldwide.
God damn, bro. What's like the ranking on that?
Oh, all time. I couldn't tell you for the franchise, bro. I should have done more research on that. But nonetheless, 1 billion for a franchise is nuts, bro.
Yeah, bro, and freaking Sonic the Hedgehog. I think we're getting into a time where like these franchises like Pokemon, Sonic, Mario, they're just bound to increase even more because they resonated with our generation, right? And now people in our generation are having kids and stuff. So what are we gonna do? We're just getting like, oh, my nephews, all they play is Mario because I put them on to Mario. So it's like they're just bound to grow even bigger. And Sonic's audience now is two generations big or
Yeah.
more.
What you're saying is very similar to the Disney effect, where our parents or our parents' generation grew up with the Disney films and they kind of pass it on to us. But I feel like for our generation, these type of series have more staying power than some of the Disney series. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, some of those series are more iconic. Like, I know they're doing like a new Incredibles movie, and obviously, like, if our generation has kids, they're gonna make sure their kids watch that movie. You know what I mean? But I feel like these specific franchises that we're talking about, like the Sonics, the Marios, Pokemon, I feel like that translates better to the next generation than some of the Disneys. But I feel like this is the same effect. You know what I mean?
Exactly, exactly. No, I agree with you. I agree with you completely.
But yeah, shout out Sonic. Let's move on to the next one.
Yep.
All right. Last time we talked about the Webtoon industry, they had a martial law going on in South Korea, and the Webtoons, all the authors kind of came together. But this time around, we have some good news for the Webtoon industry. You ready for this one?
Yeah, what's up?
For the first time ever, they surpassed $1.5 billion in sales. This is US dollars for what the Webtoon industry.
Holy shit, bro. Webtoon's increasing, anime's increasing, manga's increasing. Everything is looking good, bro.
You know what the crazy part of this is too?
What's up?
Most of this revenue comes from like those like the apps like I think there's a Webtoon app. There's a bunch of other apps that have Webtoons on there. And let's be honest, those apps aren't very widely known. It's not as popular as manga or comics even, but 1.5 billion is absolutely insane. This kind of sucks, but there is a lot of pirating that goes on for the webtoon industry. So for them to still put up these crazy numbers, it's really impressive. I also feel like it's due to like some of the webtoon animes coming out. Like obviously there is Soul Leveling, that's the biggest one right now. But shout out to the webtoon industry for that.
Yeah, I mean, we like to see growth in all the industries, and at the end of the day, it's all gonna fuel the anime industry, which is
Facts.
kind of what me and Aray, that's kind of what we want generally, especially since we came from an era where, bro, watching anime was I had to do that shit private, bro.
Mhm. So the funny thing about that is it's going to lead to our next article, which is the anime industry, according to the Association of Japanese Animations, the anime industry grew by 14.3% to a new record high. This is for 2023. I don't know why the numbers are so delayed, but it just the announcement for this just came out. So maybe they're like a year or two behind. But nonetheless, anime industry up to almost 15% that year, the highest ever. And it's the first time ever, or I guess the second time ever, since 2002 that the foreign anime market is larger than domestic market. So basically, worldwide is higher than it is in Japan. So the industry of anime is growing globally and just in generally more higher than ever. Like this is the highest it's ever been.
which is wild. I mean, it starts off right. It started off in Japan, but bro, everybody watches anime, bro.
Yeah,
Brazil, like South America, is huge with anime.
yeah,
Um, Europe is huge with anime. I'm pretty sure Africa is also huge. Like everybody's huge with anime, and like obviously North America. Like there, North America right now, especially like the U.S. is trying to get into anime as much as possible because they know that it's such a big industry.
yeah.
So I mean that goes to show you how much you know
So
how much shit's changed since then.
yeah, so let me bounce off what you were saying earlier about like all these other countries growing in anime. Ready? You ready for this,
Yeah.
bro?
What's up? What's up?
All right, so we talked about earlier. Net this is again, this isn't for last year. This is for 2023. So the numbers are probably higher. It's safe to assume in 2024, but here are the numbers for 2023. Netflix was first in anime for revenue, $2.07 billion in anime revenue.
Holy shit, dog.
Yeah. Second is Crunchyroll with 1.1 billion. Then it's Hulu at almost 1 billion. It's 903 million. Amazon Prime at 500 million. And then a bunch of other smaller companies like Tencent, Disney Plus, Max, Mango TV, a bunch of other smaller ones. But nonetheless, bro, Netflix obviously 2 billion for anime revenue is just absolutely insane. I'll link this article because there's so much crazy statistics that we're not gonna have time to go through every single one of them. It's also super complex. So I'll link this so you guys can check it out. But on, bro, anime, bro, it's on the move, bro.
Yeah, and I mean that's hype for us. That's hype for the whole anime community. And bro, whoever's a newbie watching anime right now, y'all better be thanking the OGs. You guys don't have to really hide that you watch anime. If anything, it's another topic to talk about now with people. You know?
Exactly.
But
Uh,
yeah, I think that kind of wraps everything up, and just we love to see anime grow as a whole.
yes, sir. That's gonna be it for today's episode. As always, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening, and be sure to join our Discord. We'll talk about other cool things like this. You can hang out with us and all that cool stuff. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a great week, and until next time, peace.
Peace.